Pledge allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I call the meeting to order.
Make a motion to approve today's agenda.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October 15th.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's 10, please.
Thursday night, this coming Thursday, we've got EMS meeting, so in case you guys haven't heard yet, you got the agendas, okay. We're gonna go over all the equipment lists and hopefully the guys will submit their monthly bills and we'll see where we're at. For last week though, I talked to T&K Roofing. If they haven't been on the roof yet, they will be soon. So they were getting their sealant together and they said they'd be there anytime. So hopefully that'll be done here in the next week or so. The solar project is moving forward out at the complex. The solar panels are going to be on the east side of the jail and then L off into the north side. So it'll be a little bit of an L shape.
It's kind of a ravine.
Yeah, they're gonna, kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but that's their problem. That's moving forward. The Alliant ones, which would be the courthouse and K Avenue, which is the roads. They got to go through 3 levels of approvals through Alliant. It made the first one. They rejected the second one. They resubmitted it. It's past the second now. And I just got email this morning that it rejected on the third. So they're going to resubmit for the third. Something about it's 18%. I think it's 18% going back and they wanted it 15. So I don't know all the specifics on that deal, but anyway, we were warned that that's how Alliant works. So they're working on it.
Yeah.
And that's all I had last week.
Okay, thank you. Had a community action meeting down in Burlington. Everything went good on that. We had transfer station. That was last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. They went together. We had transfer station. Everything's moving forward on that. We're gonna borrow some money to get a trailer. We just don't want to empty our bank on our savings, so bid all the banks in town. Got our contract for LP. I got that right here. That's the one we agreed on.
$106. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Got that done. Turn that in. That's for 2 transport loads for the coming year.
I'm assuming they're bringing a pig out to transfer it over.
This is not do anything with the repairs. This is to provide LP for the winter.
My assumption is that they'll have a temporary. Okay.
Really?
Oh, on what?
2.1 mile. Huh? It's getting darker.
The transfer station looks nice with the concrete cubicles for all the stuff. That looks nice.
Yeah.
And it looked like, did they get the wall built inside the building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I patched it 30 inches.
Yeah.
And then there's gussets behind it too. I don't know if you're gonna be on that board eventually, but
I'm sure.
it should take
Some beating.
should be there for a long time.
Good.
Some other things going on, but nothing good. Anything out here today?
Doesn't look like it.
I didn't see any payroll changes, Sean.
Okay.
So
That's a good thing.
Coward. We can do 12.
Okay.
I talked to Randy the other day, I think we're too short on the Board of Adjustment, and Randy. We was gonna put him on the planning and zoning, but Board of Adjustments, the one that's coming up with the solar projects and a lot of things coming in the county.
So, and that with this appointment, we're still one short.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe we are. So Randy said he would be interested, and I appreciate that. I have to get him pointed to the Board of Adjustment.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and I'll second that. Any discussion? Not all in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Randy. Thank you. Yeah, those out there, hey, how you doing today? That would be interested, or know anybody be interested in planning, zoning, and possibly know we're looking for people that like to get involved. There's a lot of things coming on in the community and have a say and help develop this county. And appreciate it if they would come forward, and we'll get them the application signed in. We've already did the application process several times, and Randy put in for it, but we need to get probably 2 or 3 more. So
Do we have a list of what we're short on?
yeah. Short, well, it is coming in, isn't it?
I'm just giving you a run back of course.
And then that, yeah, planning zoning, it's a 5-year term.
One.
Looks like 1.
Yeah.
Cause I think the other ones are still, depends on election, it might be 2. Cause Kevin's on that one.
Yeah.
And Board of Adjustment, I think we are too short.
Well, one now, right?
Yeah, it
Okay.
was too short. They're both 5-year terms. I was on both of them boards prior to being supervisor, and it's very, very good. So if you know anybody out there, it might be, I'll call them, or just let me, or you want to call them and have them call.
Well, I don't think they're having meetings every month. They only.
Board of Adjustment hasn't met they only meet when there's
Something coming
big
up.
projects, so I don't think they've met for 8 months, have they, Jim? Remember?
Couple of times a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And planning and zoning
That's a
is-
big thing with a lot of people.
Yeah.
They. If you can tell them, hey, you're probably meeting a couple of times a year.
Yeah.
Not a huge commitment, then. They're more apt to help.
But with these projects coming up, you're probably meeting for a while for like every month, so. Hey, Mike, you want anybody to start?
Sure. I'm just here for my yearly.
Yep.
Weed commissioner report. Well, same findings as we've had, I guess, as far as the same problem, same people with problems, I guess.
Did this year change with all the rain? Did it,
It came on quickly this year. Stuff materialized pretty quick. We had all that rain early.
yeah,
We got a pretty good handle on our ditches for the most part. Had to work with a landowner for quite some time and getting a teasel problem taken care of. About 50 acres they had to spray. And they'll have to do it again. They didn't get it done before it went to seed, so they'll have to do it again for next spring. They did it with drones this time. Hard to find a co-op that'll take their equipment in CRP ground, because you never know what kind of holes you're gonna hit. So. Several verbal, I guess, warnings to people that took care of stuff, only a couple written. Other than that, that's pretty much that, and then
we got to do, we didn't have a lot of engineering side of my job, didn't have a lot this summer, so we sprayed pretty good damper on about a third of the county on brush, be the western half or X-17 all the way to Conesville. So did a lot of that, and now we're actually doing a little testing, after that freeze the other night, we're actually spraying some honeysuckle with glyphosate going around. Cause that stuff's tough to kill, so I'm working on that now, but, the new weed that's got into the county, it's not on the noxious weed list yet. Sericea lespedeza. Out in Nebraska, when I was out turkey hunting this spring, it's pastures just CRP just covered with it, so it's coming fast. I don't know what they'll do about it, so I assume it'll eventually make it on the list, I'm guessing at some point. But
How long does it usually take them to update their list like that?
well, I've never had much luck talking to the state weed commissioner, but I think it's kind of like slow process, I'm guessing. But
How does that weed transfer? Is it?
hunter's pants a lot, I think.
They stick to
It
you?
doesn't stick, no, they're just little seeds that they get in the cuffs of pants and boots, and there's some on the DNR ground out here east of town. But where I found it in the ditch was over toward Virginia Grove. But so yeah, and then I guess the only other thing I got is, well, you signed my week report, and then I've got, yes, if you want to sign me into the weed commission again, so that's about all I got, yes.
Sounds like Adam's trying to work on a new sprayer truck. for
Yeah,
you, So,
yeah,
If you like to talk.
so we got a grant for that, about half of the sprayer, I guess. But we won't actually have to hold a wand out the window anymore. It's got seven nozzles on the spray head, and you just be able to kind of slowly roll down the road. I mean, it's gonna take I'm assuming a little learning of flipping the right switch and hitting the right nozzle, you know, but, definitely we won't have to have it, you know, the windows will be closed on the cab, won't have to worry about swirling around.
Is that a pressurized cab then? If you do that, is that, when you set that up, does it have a pressurized system?
No, I mean, because they all vehicles have a vent.
Yeah.
system of
I
some,
didn't know if
like
there was a special attachment to them.
Well, it's an improvement from a guy.
Hanging out of the
arm out the
Oh.
window.
Like
Close window, so for making this improvement. Well, one thing to know on that grant, you know, you could get grants for, you know, trucks and things like that. The problem with that is you can only use it for one thing.
right.
And so we're like, when we get the truck, it'll just be for multiple things, and just the equipment will be.
Yeah.
For spraying, so.
Lift it on and off with a forklift or something.
I can say, we were just do it now.
Okay.
Send it in.
Okay. For redeployment.
Okay.
Something going on.
You're gonna entertain a motion?
Yeah, would you please?
I would make a motion to make Mike Howard our weed commissioner. Is this a yearly thing?
Yes.
A weed commissioner for the upcoming year 2025.
Okay, thank you. I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations. Aye.
We want you.
Yeah,
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Yeah. It, sometimes it gets low.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, since you guys taken over the program, I know they was doing a good job, but it seems like the brush and stuff. This year, when you see a lot of the brushes they have along the road where we used to have a lot of green, and with all the rain we've had.
Yeah,
So,
well, we've also, you know, kind of reworked some of our operations that we're getting down in the ditches a little bit more, and mowing and you know, things like that too, so it had been a little bit of an issue, and we're trying to get ahead of it here.
yeah, looks good. Yeah, good job.
I'd say.
Haven't been all, but the ones I have been on, good.
I'd say we're as good or better than any other county.
There's a few, ash trees. They're tough to kill, and I don't know, the ash borer beetle sure killed them, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
sure a ton of little ones coming up in the ditch,
I
but
think on about 20.
so.
Yeah.
Those are probably the toughest besides that honeysuckle kills.
Well, thank you.
Yep, all right.
Take care.
Thank you.
Brian's gonna go ahead. Hey, I don't want you to go out there.
It's okay.
I know.
My agenda item is, a year or so ago, all the counties in Iowa applied for the SS4A, which is the Safe Streets for All grant, and part of that grant was to develop a county safety or county road safety plan. And the end goal will be a binder project so we can do. And then so when we apply for grants in the future for safety funds, we have these projects that have already been vetted and approved. But there's more to road safety than just road things, right? A lot of it is your distracted driving and behavior. We have crashes and 99% of them are because of the driver's errors, right? On February 20th of 2025, we will have a workshop where the consultant who's working for our group is going to present some plan and information, and there will be some meetings with us and the sheriff, Brandon out there, and the EMS and schools and things like that to talk about driver safety and training and all those things. The goal is to get so there are no fatal crashes. Right? So in order to get that going, the county needs to agree to this pledge. I'm going to read it out loud in case anybody wants it. In this pledge, we formalize the Louisa County support of the strategies outlined in Iowa's 5-year strategic highway safety plan, 2024 to 2028, and the overall vision of 0 fatalities on Iowa's public roadways. In addition, we reaffirm Louisa County's goal of a dramatic decrease in roadway fatalities and serious injuries by the years 2030 and 2050. Respectively, as detailed in the resolution adopted in 2022 by our board of supervisors for participation in this Iowa County Engineers Grant. Louisa County is committed to implementing the safety strategies outlined in the safety action plan, which will assist road users in staying safe while driving, walking, or riding in Louisa County. Louisa County is dedicated to measuring its progress towards these goals and providing quantitative metrics as we continue to take the necessary steps to improve safety on the county's roadways in order to realize our eventual goal of zero roadway fatalities and serious injuries by 2025. So I think you got that there. So I think in Iowa 300 to 400 road deaths a year. And Louisa County, we have 1 to 4 every year. We've got some wrecks, and a lot of it is leaving the roadways. Go too fast, run curve, and things like that. So we're always trying to improve those things, but
Pretty lofty goal to have 0 road
Yeah.
fatalities.
yeah, but that's a goal.
Right, absolutely.
It's a goal, there's, and honestly, a lot or the majority of our residents in the county are on 92 and 61, and hopefully through these upgrade processes, it'll help some. So
We've seen it at our major intersections throughout the state.
yeah,
It's pretty important, Adam. I think you ought to show that to the new board when they take over too. Let them know about that, don't you think, Brad?
oh,
We will.
Yeah, sure, no. Which, I can, probably do a better job of talking about our, our.
Yeah.
Plan there every year and things like that, so. All right, any questions? No, so,
We need to make any sort of a motion.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
It's on our, number.
Action, yeah, okay. I'll make the motion to accept the Louisa County Pledge Safety Action Plan for 2024 to 2028.
And I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passed. Thank you.
once we get closer, there will be some published meetings and notices and things like that too, and invite people and invite people to come in and talk about these things. So, but other than that,
One thing on that,
Yes.
when the state give you, like at the end of the year, they used to give you, accident, kind of a spreadsheet that had all the places in the counties of, well, had road hazards, accidents.
yeah, there is a DOT app called ICAT, which is the Iowa Crash Analysis Tool. And every reported accident, whether it's a death or just a fender bender, whatever, those are all shown on a map. And you can see where the most of the accidents are. Obviously in Wise County, we have a lot of deer accidents. I mean, that's 2/3 of our accidents are deer, right? So, but yes, you can go in and take a look at them all.
And the reason I was asking, because maybe that's something that needs to be incorporated on our 5-year plans too, on some of the areas, we got some hairpin major roads and
Yeah.
just thought for the future. So.
Yeah, on the Highway 99 for project I'm working on, I'm working to get those shoulders widen out a bit. We're paving G28 next 14. I'm gonna push the pavement out wider, because I think that just having a 12-foot wide lane, but it's striped at 11, just gives you that extra
Little correction.
little area to get back on. So we've done that on a few projects of ours, and anytime it makes sense, I try to widen the road out the best I can. So
Excellent.
okay,
thank you.
other than that, we did some concrete patching last week on some bridges. We did a little culvert work. We are mostly hauling rock this week. We've got a bunch of guys gone. A lot of them are off of Herman this week. So we're doing that. We're also mowing and brush cutting and things like that. So
Starting concrete work on 92 yet?
yeah, they've paved from the interchange past Cotter. I think I'm gonna 1 mile east of Cotter. So
Very cool.
I was able to drive across it on W66 yesterday.
And they work Saturday all day.
Yes, I believe they're gonna come back and do the shoulders at some point too, because they really want to get it open to Cotter, I believe, and then continue on east, of course.
How much are they getting done a week, did you say? Or they want to get done a week?
Well, they had talked about something like a 1/2 mile a day. But
Yeah,
that means that they have to work that day. So
like today.
like now, I don't know if they're working or not.
They probably had a few.
But on a day like today, they could also do intersection.
They've had some pretty good working days though in the last month or so.
And it's got gravel, so it's not gonna get.
And the forecast shows the next couple of weeks is pretty prime time.
We could use the rain.
Yeah. So anyway,
You were saying last week, and I had a couple of questions over the week on that, on the intersection there at the Chevy garage, are they gonna redo that part first? where they can keep some of the connections of the bypass around this project.
Up at,
Wheelies.
Up at Wheelies there.
Too.
um,
You said something about they was gonna redo that intersection
Yeah.
where they could have that connection and some people kind of question.
so at the end of the day, I think between X 17 where it goes north and Wheelies is essentially gonna be 4 lanes there, because you're gonna have to turn lanes on both of them.
Yeah.
As for this project, I believe they're gonna stop west of X 17
Okay.
and pour some temporary
Gotcha.
there. And then come back in the spring and hook on and go east again, so. We definitely aren't out of it yet, but it's improving, so.
That's gonna be a busy interchange on this next project.
Oh, yeah, so,
I haven't been down to 99. Have they got the bridge open?
Not yet.
yeah,
I
so,
was down there Thursday. Wasn't.
yeah,
Tomorrow,
Is it
Really?
but today's rainy day, so it might be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're probably doing, usually the last thing on those are those bridge approaches. And that's a traveling crew working the night, just work around it, so.
Speaking of bridge approaches.
Yes.
I'd like to thank our neighbors to the north for fixing walkway both directions. So it's so much good.
Oh, yeah.
And
On 61.
I drive a big truck and it's gotta be appreciated by people pulling trailers and semis and cars.
So.
Wasn't happy how they left it for a week,
No, it wasn't.
but, hey,
I also
we
think
got a good
that,
road.
it's good that they did it. I also think that the timing, especially when they closed down the bridge at Junction and they're trying to get concrete over to a job over there. So it's not smart, yeah. So, other than that, in the office, I'm working on design projects, looking at some bridges and things like that. Friday I went up to I had a Iowa County Engineers Exec Board meeting and then we did a tour of the SSAB plant up there, and they make lots of cool things up there, so. Maybe things that are boring, but how it's made is cool, so.
Absolutely. So,
Great.
Anyway,
anything else, secondary roads?
no, I did have a meeting with the solar farm people up there, and they're working on things, so.
Yeah.
So,
Jumping some hoops through the state, I think is.
yeah, I have no idea when things are gonna get to Brian and Bruce, so. Anyway,
You know, public hearings.
so, okay.
Those are my other things.
Is Brian coming in this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposed to be.
Okay.
Can't think of it all, but you know.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Anything, just holler at me.
All right.
Appreciate it. Hey, on number 11, I'd like to make a motion to, if you would, to move that till right after election, because it's gonna put it on you. And right after what we normally do in previous, when we have outgoing supervisors on new appointments, we have them go early. Before they start, and that way we'll get their feet on the ground when they take off, so just wait till after election. And then we can appoint somebody, because I took Paula some of her stuff after election, and that way you wouldn't have to be appointed all.
Thank you.
So can we make
Table
that till let's make that for the 12th, appointment on the 12th, and I'll cover the meeting.
Okay.
Till then, okay? Can I have a motion for that?
Motion to table that until November 12th.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yeah, that way, because you're the only appointment to be, so. Adam will be here at 9:30, so we can see if he can come in more earlier, but other than that.
He's fine.
it's fine. Really, yeah.
I can't.
I know the storm. Okay. Yeah, I got what I wanted now, I'm like.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you for taking care of yourself.
And, very important.
I didn't realize I was on the agenda, so I'm surprised attack. I didn't have a statement prepared, but came to the EMA. Got the EMPG grant, and that's just a little piece of the funding that we get from the feds to the state down to me to help pay for emergency management. And so this is a acceptance of that. Your signature, my signature.
So what this does, it helps participates for the county's responsibility to take some of the responsibility of paying his wages. And so we just need a motion where I can sign that to get that grant.
And I will tell you too that
Yes,
it's usually
please.
about $22,000 a year. But since our per capita has decreased, and now we're down to about 21,000. That's all they give us by that. And not only that, then they're requiring more work to be done to get that grant.
So it's called the Emergency Management Performance Grant.
Yeah,
Okay, I will make a motion to
and then
apply.
with all the new strains on the federal government, I would expect that to go down and go down, go down, even some more. So,
Okay, I'll make a motion to apply for the Emergency Management Performance Grant.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
so the other things going on in EMA is that for the train derailment and such as that, training we have done, we got a training company asked us to postpone our last train because they had a big derailment up in Wisconsin somewhere. So we're gonna have in the springtime, we're gonna have a locomotive and a rail car land down at the American Energy Spur, and we'll do some hands-on training down there for that part of that. But we're kind of in between seasons. We're in between the rain and the wind and the storms, and we're getting ready for some wintertime stuff coming up. All's good there. So EMA, we're going to be having our quarterly meeting coming up, budget review and things like that. It's all typical.
29th, correct.
Correct, yeah. And think about that in the EMA world, and some of the funding we get from the state on that is every quarter they give us our payment for our wireless surcharge. The wireline telephone companies, they give us our surcharge paid directly to me. I deposit it in 901, but the wireless stuff goes through the state, and every year it's getting less and less and less and less. Where it was 66,000, then about 35,000, and then about 20,000, then about 10,000, and this year it was zero. And that's all due to the cost of managing 911 at the state level. The end of your payment gets less and less and less. So we're at zero now.
So they take more and we got nothing.
Yeah.
Do we, who do we need to talk to? Maybe as a board, we can put a letter together that what we're trying to do as far as the councils at the sheriff's office. Update that, maybe we gotta put something together as a group. What do you think, Bill? Because zero is not gonna cut it.
Well, what I've been in contact with Taylor Collins several times about that. Last year during legislative session, when the state wanted to take money out of the surcharge fund to help pay for school radios and some other stuff, they say, well, we'll just take it out of the surcharge fund, because they look at all the money we have around 99 counties that we have stockpiled to help pay for stuff like you're talking about.
Yeah.
So for Louisa County, we have about $650,000 in the checkbook, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we don't spend it because we got to buy
I'm
the
trying to
radios.
save for that.
And that's about half of what we need.
Yeah.
But the people at the state say, look at all that money that we could have. So they were gonna cut all that. They decided not to, but anyway, my point is I've been in touch with Taylor Collins since then. I've updated him on that zero number. I sent him a graph, and So he's aware of that.
About Mark Lofgren, we talked to him. Or
I copied Mark
Okay,
on that.
good.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So they're aware of it, but I think it doesn't come important until legislative session. When they start talking again, so I have to kind of be on top of it. Brandon Marquette's on top of it all the time too.
Yeah, because this is how we keep our funding for emergencies, radios and for fire departments and stuff like that too, so. Yeah, I think not only Louisa County, but we ought to maybe talk to the people in that community and see if we can get a letter drafted.
Yeah. Well, when those legislation session come up and those Senate files started popping up, there was a resounding, oh, hell no, from the emergency management in the, community.
Did they try doing it 11 o'clock at night?
It wasn't EMA, it was 911 folks. So they tried to put their voice out there quickly, and that's why I think they stopped all that.
Okay.
Last thing in safety, we had our grant from the Community Foundation. We just purchased a couple of defibrillators.
Yeah.
Just to finish that grant out right on time at the last 6 hours. I got to punch that ticket, but we finished up that.
Where did you get it?
We got it, but I mean, just to finish up the grant requirements of actually buying the defibrillators, and now we gotta fall through some training and some stuff like that. Get those out to the county.
And our defibrillators, the batteries for 5 years, are we good now?
We're gonna work that into the new budget.
Okay.
That's what we're gonna do, just to make sure that we have these covered.
We had all the defibrillators that were 5 years old and their batteries, they won't continue to allow you to use them after a 5 year.
They expired.
They expired. And so if there's a failure, we could be liable. So that's, we knew we was up against all the defibrillator batteries were over 5 years, so we had to look at either replace them. I don't know if they're replacing.
Evidently, I replaced them one time, and then all of a sudden this company came through. He must be on a contract, unbeknownst to me,
Okay,
and they replaced the ones I just replaced.
okay.
They said these are the wrong ones. But so evidently then, when they come and they do that,
Yeah.
they must give a bill to the auditor, because I don't see the bill for that.
I'd have to talk to Slade, I don't.
Yeah.
So, but I'll dive into that. We're gonna budget in an extra $1,000 something for battery replacements for some out the sheriff's office and some over the courthouse, some right here.
I just knew we was getting close again, so.
AEDs is the term I couldn't think of.
Yeah.
I'm diving into some grants right now. Everything is acronyms. I can't remember who's who and who's who.
The gentleman that we were having put up our 911 signs here a few years ago, before you took it over. He has passed away. His family brought in 4 or 5 old 911 signs to my office.
Okay.
I'll bring them in and just set them in your office sometime. So I don't know that we'll ever use them, but
I just saw that in the news.
I'll drop them off and you can have them. They're just sitting in my office. I forgot to bring them this morning, so.
Okay.
Condolences.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks for putting that together.
Sure.
Okay, we're waiting on that, and so.
Always waiting on the lawyer. He doesn't have anything else to do.
No.
You guys know where that parcel is they're talking about, the Walkers? Okay.
Nope. All I have is a number in Walker's Honey Creek subdivision.
Well, maybe they give you information to digest ahead of time.
No.
Don't be.
I don't know which
silly.
Walker that is.
No, we just did one for a Honey Creek, didn't we? A week or 2 ago, there was Honey Creek out there.
Honey Creek's over by the Christmas tree farm, really.
Could have swore that I remember that name.
I'll pull up my email, see if I can pull it out.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, if I knew which Walker that was, I could tell you about the area.
Where's Honey Creek at?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. And there could be another Honey Creek sign I might like to name, because it's got Walkers in front of it.
Similar Pierce's have a Christmas tree farm off 78.
Okay. Is that the actual name of that creek that runs down through there? Is that Honey Creek? Okay.
What's the creek that runs by where Gerald Walker lives? North and west of Morning Sun.
It looks like the names on it was actually Mona Barnes and Lori Solik
Oh,
on the final plat.
and Mona was in my class, I don't know. So that has to be up by Fredonia, where she grew up at. Just guessing, that's where she grew up at, so.
Well, there's kind of walkers, we're just guessing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, there is,
I wouldn't know.
and some of them not even related. But-
You guys know that that EMS meeting's in Morning Sun Thursday.
Did the people get called to that mutual aid fire down in Burlington? Not that I'm there, I see Minneapolis did.
Danville was too,
Was they?
they filled in, they backfilled.
Did they lose the building?
Oh, I don't know. It was the old ISU building downtown.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard it was the ISU building.
Northern Des Moines County's trying for their EMS tax.
They are. Yeah, I talked to, well,
They're doing theirs,
Minneapolis is doing it a little different.
they're doing theirs in districts. I think.
Districts,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what Minneapolis is, I talked to them the other day about that.
Hope it works out for them.
I do too.
Did you text me?
You don't need to listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know stuff.
Yeah, and also, usually Brian, T is usually here on that.
That was Black Minute ad. So.
How you doing, buddy? Hey, are you coming down on that, Adam Parsons, he has a resolution on the Walker's Honey Creek subdivision, are you doing anything with that? Okay. Well, I got you at the right time, okay, thank you. He's not there, I just texted him, we're ahead of schedule like usual, so, yeah. Okay, see you in a bit, bye. Yeah, he was coming, so I want to make sure. He is here. I don't know about Adam, but I imagine Adam's time. Oh, hi. Just talked to you, I think yesterday or something, yeah.
That's where it's at on the plat. And this is this is the plat, but this is where that's on the beacon.
So, and that's.
Just to give you an idea, it's outside of Grandview. And it's gonna be 2 houses being built on it. And I've already did everything with the trees and everything on there. They're gonna be able to do what they wanna do. The CSR is not gonna affect it at all.
And is that the ravine area where that's at too? Like a map,
Maybe a little bit of one right in there.
see what I'm talking about, where the shades at. Like it's like a ravine.
And you can see the right of way where they're coming off of. What is it? That's how, I don't remember what it is now, but. They got a right of way coming into their ground. It's the Walker boys that are doing it.
Which Walker is it?
Be Larry's sons.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, over there, yeah.
But there's no issues on it. Everything's.
So that's their access right
Yes.
here.
Yep. Gonna cost a little bit to get electricity back there.
Yeah, there's nothing, is there? How's that perk out in that area? Not very good, is it?
I think it's a little perk.
Oh,
It's gonna be a lot there.
is there?
You know, instead of hitting. You know, like out on the 5 mile lane where you can get a 3 out of it, you might be getting a 30 out there. Which is still good, because I'm good to perk from 1 to 60. So I can still put soil absorption in there.
Okay. Cause that area has a shell layer, yeah.
It's just, it depends on that perk test,
Yeah.
is what it really means. That's the reason you gotta do them, and I gotta do them no matter what when I do an oswald loan,
Okay.
but. Certain areas, like out at the golf course, I know it ain't gonna perk.
Yeah.
There's no way, so just skip it, you know, there's certain areas of Wise County that I know for sure will perk. And there's some areas that. Me and Mark have discussed, and he's like, it ain't gonna perk, I said, fine, it's an oswald loan, you gotta do it, and he's like, all right, and then it perked. I'm like, see, you know, you go across the road, this one don't perk, go over here and it does.
I texted Adam, so. It's not scheduled till 9:30.
I would have come at 8 if he would, or 8:30, he would have been there. You ever hear anything from Roger on that other subdivision that,
Yeah, he brought the paper in and I
He did?
signed it, yeah. There's a lot of them.
the one that you get that recorded, send it to me?
Yeah, Michael.
That phone's been blowing up all month.
Yeah. he's-
They had hail over there, west of Mount Pleasant. Kent sent me a text, pretty good size.
Yeah, Bill's phone went off on storm alert, so we didn't know if it was gonna get some hail or not. This time of year, it's always possible.
Mhm.
Oh, I was gonna, well, we got a little time here, I met with our, well, probably an hour last week on Tuesday with Ike Bailey. And just discussion of areas of, to look at, as far as, they're looking at our books, make sure everything's good, and, so I haven't heard anything, findings, but, we kind of give them some directions to look at. Are they gone now?
Yeah, they were only here 2 days, so.
Okay.
We did it for election. and
That was some kind of audit or?
Yeah, it's a yearly audit that we use, iDaily, and I tell you what, since COVID, it was kind of screwed up. They was doing it more out of the office and just doing it electronically, and when you said something after our budget, we wanted them here again. You know, COVID's over with, let's get back to normal. They go through books, pull random samples that people don't know about.
No.
That's-
I sent
I knew you
you, I sent that email to you though. Showing the really the positive for the year end.
300.
It was 179,000 or something.
Everybody hear that? Our budget's 179,000 to positive. This year's,
How much is in the reserve?
which reserve account?
Any reserve that you pull money out of when you need it?
We'll have to get you that number because accurately, we have.
Let me pull my.
Because this is this roof for the jail, is that in the budget or is that something you'll pull out of that reserve?
It's actually 50,000 building.
In the repair of the jail,
Yeah.
it's, we have a line item for repairs at the
So that
complex.
We do have 50,000 in our building account budget that we.
So you pulled 400,000 out like in June, I think, to put in the general fund, is that correct? Something like that.
That was for some repairs and stuff that we had in our lost. That's correct, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was out of our.
So we had to put that in there to bring the budget in the black, or the general fund in the black, is that correct? Yep.
It was actually, yeah, because it was. In the wrong accounts. It was not into a building. Yeah. Where they.
But you had to get you gotta end the year in the black and not in the red, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we ended it in the black.
I think we had $1 million, right around $1 million cut by the state when the taxes come in, so we had to. Undo what the state cut back. And then 300,000 of it, I think it was 1,000,003, 300,000 of it was that, was it the COVID?
Well, the COVID was $1 million basically.
Yeah, but it was 300,000 that we thought we had left.
Yeah, it was like 300,000. You thought you had left.
So
How does that get replenished?
that's that. Taxes. I think they.
The loss gets replenished with the 1%.
Yeah,
That's how that replenishes 1% extra sales tax.
yeah.
And
And that money automatically goes to reserve.
Goes to the law.
it's in the lost fund.
Let me connect my computer.
Yeah,
and
I think it's. Isn't it right around 500? I'm thinking my mind's telling me it's 500 and some thousand.
Let me log into my computer and.
And in the roads department, they have a reserve fund.
Mhm.
Yeah, we cannot cut anything out of them. And somebody came, they went to a supervisor's forum and they was on the understanding that we cut from the roads and we did never cut from the roads, never. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that being a question.
It came out of Waffles forum. I had.
Not ours.
It was a sheriff official spoke, said that we were still $1.3 million in debt. We're not in debt.
That was brought up to ours.
Yeah.
And that was been corrected. We know that's not true.
No,
Yeah.
it was not in debt. And then there was another one about cutting funds, cutting critical funds. That's never happened.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, suppose it came out. I had 3 people come up after me and was concerned about.
I'm sure you did.
I had them.
Morning.
Good morning. Is it still raining?
No, it's actually old.
Whenever we looked at the map each, so we're up on that, talked to Brian a little bit about the where it's located and everything looks good as far as a right, we have access to both properties, or 2 properties. And that's for you. Thank you. Which it was for me.
That's the balance in the rate.
Oh, okay, lost had about 715,000 in lost. Okay. Adam, you got the board.
Okay, I mean, Brian's probably already filled you in, but it's essentially just a small subdivision, Walker's Honey Creek. Here's the.
It's like a lot of stamping capabilities there.
Yeah. Everything looks good, if you just wanna use this area here.
Okay.
The recorder said she didn't need that, so.
Okay. You wanna look at this?
Same stuff I got.
Yep, just bigger scale, then it gives you more of a description, all right?
You kind of filled me in already.
Yeah.
And what all?
So not very square lots, but not that matters.
That's everything you can sell it, so I'm gonna give it on there.
Want that one?
He said just look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Okay.
Well, if you'll entertain a motion, I'll give you one.
Please.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 202437 for the Walker's Honey Creek subdivision.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Thank you, sir.
And your office got the, Susan, your office got the Word document of the resolution.
Yes, we
Okay,
did.
good deal.
Thank you.
Yep.
And you think just that one area, that's all they need, yeah, on that.
Yes, just the, yep, that area right there.
I don't think there's any other business that needs to be brought forth today, so
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. We adjourn. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Sounds good, man.
Thanks for coming over here.